Hello everyone. Welcome back to our channel, U.S. Immigration News. We hope you're doing great. In this video, we're going to talk about how to report a change of address to USCIS. If you're interested in this topic, please pay attention and watch the video through to the end to get all the information. Please hit like and subscribe. And don't forget to push the notification bell for an upcoming video. So, without any further delay, let's jump into the video. Moving to a new home is an exciting milestone, but if you are a green card holder, visa holder, or sponsor, there's one important step you must not forget: updating your address with the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services. Keeping USCIS informed of your current address is not just a bureaucratic formality, it's a legal requirement. Failure to do so could lead to severe consequences, including fines, delays in immigration applications, or even deportation. This video explains needs to report change of address, the process for notifying USCIS, and the potential risks of failing to comply. Could change of address put your immigration status at risk? You are legally allowed to move houses as a green card holder or visa holder, but you must notify USCIS promptly when you do. The reason is simple. USCIS needs to be able to contact you regarding any pending immigration applications, approvals, requests for additional evidence, or notices regarding your status. Failing to report your new address is not just a minor oversight, it's a misdemeanor under U.S. immigration law. The penalties for non-compliance can include Z-notation spot fines or penalties, Z-notation spot possible jail time in extreme cases, Z-notation spot delays in processing applications, Z-notation spot possible deportation for serious violations or repeated non-compliance. Although USCIS may not aggressively enforce this requirement for every individual, it is always best to comply with immigration laws to avoid unnecessary risks. Who needs to notify USCIS of an address change? The requirement to notify USCIS of an address change applies to different groups of people, including green card holders, visa holders, and certain U.S. citizens who sponsor immigrants. 1. Permanent residents, green card holders. If you hold a U.S. green card, you must notify USCIS within 10 days of changing your address. This requirement applies to both Z-notation spot conditional permanent residents with a 2-year green card, Z-notation spot unconditional permanent residents with a 10-year green card. Z-notation spot failure to update your address could result in fines or issues with future immigration applications. 2. Non-immigrant visa holders. If you're in the U.S. on a temporary visa, such as an H-1B, L-1, F-1, or O-1 visa, you must notify USCIS within 10 days of your move. Exceptions. The following non-immigrant categories are not required to update their addresses: Z-notation spot foreign diplomats and government officials on visas, Z-notation spot representatives of international organizations on G visas, Z-notation spot tourists and visitors in the U.S. for less than 30 days under a visa waiver program. 3. U.S. citizens who have sponsored an immigrant. If you are a U.S. citizen who has signed an affidavit of support, Form I-864, to sponsor an immigrant, you should report your address change within 30 days. Unlike green card holders, U.S. citizens are not legally required to notify USCIS of a move, but failing to do so could create complications for the immigrant they are sponsoring. Sponsor obligations remain in effect until one of the following occurs: Z-notation spot the immigrant becomes a U.S. citizen, Z-notation spot the immigrant earns credit for 40 quarters of work, Z-notation spot the immigrant leaves the U.S. and abandons their resident status, Z-notation spot the immigrant loses resident status, Z-notation spot either the immigrant or the sponsor passes away. Z-notation spot how to update your address with USCIS. There are 3 main ways to update your address with USCIS. 1. Online, recommended for most people. The easiest and fastest way to change your address is through the USCIS Enterprise Change of Address online tool. Steps to update your address online. Z-notation spot log into your USCIS online account. Z-notation spot navigate to the address change section. Z-notation spot enter your new address and other required information. Z-notation spot submit the request and save the confirmation number for your records. 2. By mail Form AR 11 for non-citizens or Form I-865 for sponsors. Non-citizens can notify USCIS of an address change by mailing Form AR-11, Alien's Change of Address Card. Important tips for mailing Form AR-11. Z-notation spot use black ink and write clearly to avoid rejection. Z-notation spot sign the form and signed forms may be rejected. Z-notation spot follow the mailing instructions carefully to ensure your form reaches the correct USCIS address. Z-notation spot keep a copy of the form and consider using certified mail for proof of submission. Z-notation spot for sponsors. U.S. citizens who have filed Form I-864 must submit Form I-865. Sponsors notice a change of address when they move. 3. By phone for U.S. citizens only. Non-citizens cannot update their addresses solely by phone. They must submit Form AR-11 or update their address online. Important considerations when changing your address. 1. Updating your address for pending applications. If you have any pending immigration applications, such as Z-notation spot Form I-130, Petition for Alien Relative, Z-notation spot Form I-485, Application for Adjustment of Status, Z-notation spot Form N-400, Application for Naturalization. Z-notation spot you must update your address for each application separately. The online address change form allows you to update multiple applications at once. 2. Special cases that require mailing Form AR-11. Some individuals must submit Form AR-11 by mail instead of online. This includes Z-notation spot victims of domestic violence applying for protection under VAWA. Z-notation spot human trafficking victims. Z-notation spot asylum seekers or refugees. Z-notation spot certain attorneys and civil surgeons. 3. Updating address for family members. Each family member must submit a separate address change request. If you have dependents or relatives with you, be sure to update their addresses individually. 1. Keep records of your address change confirmation. Z-notation spot always save confirmation emails or printed receipts for future reference. Z-notation spot if mailing forms. Consider using registered mail to have proof of submission. Updating your address with USCIS is a simple yet crucial step in maintaining compliance with U.S. immigration laws. Whether you are a green card holder, visa holder, or a U.S. citizen sponsor, you must ensure that USCIS has your current address to avoid potential legal and administrative issues. Z-notation spot green card holders and visa holders must update their address within 10 days. Z-notation spot U.S. citizens sponsoring an immigrant should update their address within 30 days. Z-notation spot the easiest way to update your address is online using the USCIS ECOA tool. If required, submit Form AR-11 or Form I-865 by mail. By staying proactive and following these steps, you can ensure a smooth immigration process without unnecessary delays or risks. Need further immigration guidance? That is all for today in this video. What are your thoughts on this? Please let us know in the comments section below. Thanks for watching the entire video. Hopefully, the information is useful to you. See you later in the next video. Till then, take care.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel US Immigration News. We hope you are doing great. In this video, we are going to talk about how to report a change of address to USCIS. If you are a green card holder, visa holder, or a US citizen sponsoring an immigrant, updating your address with USCIS is a legal requirement. Failing to do so can result in a fines, delay in a processing application, or even deportation in serious cases. Green card holders and visa holders must notify USCIS within 10 days of moving, while US citizen sponsor should do so within 30 days to ensure a proper communication regarding the immigrant they support. Updating your address is a straightforward and can be done in 3 ways. The fastest and most convenient method is online through the USCIS Enterprise Change of Address tool, which allows individuals to update multiple applications simultaneously. Another option is a mailing form AR-11 Aligned Change of Address card, which must be completed using black ink, signed and mailed to the correct USCIS address. US citizen sponsor must submit Form I-865 to update their information. US citizens can also report their address change by Form 81800-375-5283. but non-citizens must submit the required form either online or by mail. Some individuals are exempt from this requirement, including foreign diplomats, government officials, and tourists visiting under a visa waiver program for less than 30 days. Certain special cases, such as victims of domestic violence, human trafficking, or asylum seekers, must submit their address change by mail instead of using the online system. Each family member with a pending application must file a separate notification, and those with applications like Form I-130 petition for aligned delete or Form I-485 application to adjust status must update their address for each pending case. It is essential to keep a record of your address change confirmation, whether through an online receipt or registered mail or paper submission, ensuring that USCIS has your update address helps prevent unnecessary delays, maintains compliance with the immigration laws, and ensure that you receive all critical notice regarding your immigration status. While USCIS may not strictly enforce address change violation for every new source, it is always best to follow the rules by being proactive and updating your address promptly. You can avoid potential legal or administrative issues and ensure a smooth immigration process.